Oh my god, it seems like every day this week I got something to make a video about. Yeah, so I guess Brazil Comic Con is going on right now. We got 3 big trailers today. Transformers Rise of the Beasts, Indiana Jones 5, finally, and we got our very first look at Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Yeah, it looks like next summer's shaping up to be pretty big. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is funny, because we got that holiday special like a week ago. But this is the conclusion of the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So what do we got? If I'm just skimming over the first bit in this trailer, where they're in that neighborhood where it looks like Zootopia, the only thing really worth mentioning here is that Groot looks no different than he did in the holiday special. Which I guess I can let slide since I did say that I like how Groot looks in that holiday special. I like having Big Groot again. That being said, I was hoping he would be at least a little bigger. You know, like King Groot or Alpha Groot, you know, like Big Groot. But whatever, you know, that's just a nitpick. I do like Star-Lord's line, though, where he says, "We've been gone for a while, but the galaxy still needs its Guardians." Still kicking after Thanos' war. I am wondering, though, since, the Guardians, they were all about Thanos, with Gamora and Nebula, but now that Thanos is gone, what are they gonna do now? Well, I guess, here we go. It looks like we're gonna be delving a little bit into Rocket Raccoon's origin story, which I'd say is pretty neat. From the looks of this trailer, it looks like this film might be very Rocket-centric, which might actually end up feeling repetitive because I feel like Volume 2 was also pretty Rocket-centric. I mean, sure, I understand why Rocket gets so much focus, because he's one of the most interesting characters in the entire thing. He's got a pretty sweet moment right here.
Pete, I'm done running.
That's pretty cool. So it does seem like Rocket's gonna get a lot of spotlight in this movie. I just hope the other Guardians also get their due shine, you know what I mean? Gamora's back, Zoe Saldana returns. We don't see her a lot in this trailer, but the shots we get of her are my favorite shots in this trailer. Especially that shot right there. She just looks like a straight up badass right there. So obviously, this is the Gamora from 2014, if we remember Avengers Endgame. This Gamora from before the events of the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Now come to the present. So now she's just out and about in the galaxy. I wonder what she's up to. She's looking at a photograph. I'm not sure what the picture's of. I am very curious though. It looks like she will be reunited with the Guardians at one point, which is great because I feel like that should be the emotional core of this movie, since that is what Endgame left for us. So that's what everyone's going to be thinking about. Where's Gamora? What's her deal now? Is she going to be reunited with the team? How's her chemistry going to be with Peter Quill? I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes in Volume 3. We also see who looks like is going to be our villain, the guy who played Myrn in Peacemaker as the High Evolutionary. I forget the actor's name at the present moment. I know next to nothing about this character in Marvel lore, but I do remember him coming out in full costume at Comic-Con earlier this year, and he came onto the stage and he was like, "I can't wait to dissect you all!" And I was like, alright, so he's one of those people, those mad scientists out in space who sees human beings as inferior and he wants to dissect them, see what makes them tick. If I'm theorizing, it looks like that hand that we saw earlier with the baby raccoon. I feel like that could be him. Maybe he was the one who experimented with that raccoon, turned him into Subject 89P13. So maybe when Rocket sees him again for the first time in years, he'll be like, "You!" And he'll get all sorts of traumatic flashbacks and shit. That'd be something. And maybe while they're there with the High Evolutionary, that's when Rocket will be reunited with Lila the Otter, who we see in this trailer. I actually wasn't expecting that. I've heard that Lila is a love interest of Rocket in Marvel lore. There's actually an Easter egg in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie where we see Lila's name when they're scanning them. So maybe that'll be a big part of this movie. It looks like this movie's gonna have a lot to juggle. What with the High Evolutionary and Rocket having an origin story, with Lila the Otter, Gamora being back, and also another brand new character for this movie, who was teased at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Adam Warlock is now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And he's being played by Will Poulter. Wouldn't have been my first casting choice. From what I know about the character of Adam Warlock, he's this really wise cosmic being, kind of like Vision. He's really wise and he's really powerful. I mean, in the Marvel lore, Adam Warlock is really connected with the Soul Gem, one of the Infinity Gems. Obviously, they're not doing that in this movie. But I remember Adam Warlock from the Guardians of the Galaxy video game last year. He was a pretty cool character, although he always alliterated his sentences. So certain select words in his sentences started with the same letter. That was kind of a neat thing. I doubt he'll do that in this movie. I'm just thinking out loud right now. But I am glad that that credits scene from Guardians 2, which was 5.5 years ago, is getting its continuation now. They're not just leaving that behind. I gotta give props to that. In the end, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, this is gonna be James Gunn's big conclusion to his trilogy. Maybe the Guardians will go on after this, maybe they'll show up in Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars. But James Gunn said that this is his conclusion, his wrap-up to his story. The end of his era. I'm glad that this is getting that note of finality. Another big conclusion to a trilogy in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I hope it's longer too. I hope it's at least like 2:15. This being the conclusion of a trilogy, I feel like it deserves that. It'd be sweet if it were 2:30 though. Just saying. So the official trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Have you watched it yet? What are your thoughts on it? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And of course, thank you for subscribing. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm off to go see Violent Night. Cause I saw the trailer for that and I was like, that looks hilarious. I have to see this. And I'll have my review of it up tomorrow. Peace!